It's Laura Browne. Woohoo! Thanks for being here, Laura. See, I love it when you match my energy. It's so great.
Thank you, Sherry. I'm super excited to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. Like when you talk to Laura, it's probably because you want to get hired somewhere, right? And you know exactly how to do that. And wow, we're going to find that out today. So, Laura, I'm so excited for you to be here today. And you are just a joy. I love your energy. And I think you're going to show us how we can bring that energy to an interview.
Absolutely. So a couple of things that I am absolutely passionate about. I'm absolutely passionate about, first of all, helping people to get a job, because that's a problem right now. But I'm also passionate about helping people to make more money at work, whether it's at their current job and getting a raise, or it's about how to negotiate a higher salary at their next job. And I coach people on that, and I have books on it, and it's something that I really want to help so many more people do.
Love that. Who doesn't want to make more money?
Exactly.
And I think it's a thing that meshes a lot with what I do, right? Like having the confidence and the courage and the oomph to actually walk into that office or whatever you have to do to request a raise or feel confident enough to actually ask. And I love that you have an entire book on how to ask for that, how to present yourself, what to do. What are some instances where, or maybe where does that book come in? Is this something that, tell me who would read it? Let's put it that way.
So I'm actually going to mention two books. First book is called Increase Your Income, 7 Rules for Women Who Want to Make More Money at Work. And so most of the book is about how to ask for and get a raise, because it's really kind of scary. And then some of the book also talks about how do you negotiate a higher starting salary at a new job. And we also took that and we put it into a fiction book called A Salary Cinderella Story, or How to Make More Money Without a Fairy Godmother. So if you prefer fiction and want to hear a story about 3 women who are having problems at work and at home, that's it. But then I also have another new book called called Interview Speak, What Your Interviewer Really Wants to Know. So if you're one of the many people right now who needs to get a new job or is even thinking about getting a new job, it helps you to really understand what can you say to have your best answers. So when you do get an interview, which is not easy right now, when you do get an interview, then it's going to be less stress because you're prepared and you'll have a more successful interview.
Wow. See, this is wow. Wow. That's the only word that comes. Wow. Wow. I have 1,000 questions. I want to ask, I think where I want to start is, what's the first thing that someone, I'm going to specifically focus maybe, no, I was going to say, I work with a lot of women. I'm going to ask on behalf of the women that I work with. What's the first thing a woman needs to know when she is looking to ask for a raise, go in, or I'm sure this is also applicable to when you have your annual review and you have to go in and you sit like you feel like you're in the hot seat, right?
Yep.
What is the first thing that you would say to a woman who's in that position and is looking to negotiate more for herself?
Okay. First of all, here's a big tip. If you are sitting there and it's your once a year performance appraisal or whatever, if you're sitting there and you're planning to negotiate, it's too late. So if your boss is telling you have a 3% increase or whatever, it doesn't matter if your boss agrees with you and you have all these things, because months ago, they started thinking about this. And several weeks before that, or a month before that, their manager approved it or HR approved it. So it's too late. So my big suggestion is, if you know when raises and promotions are given, you need to start talking to your manager 3 or 4 months before that. So when they start thinking about divvying up the pot of raise money, they know you are interested. And you might say, of course they know I'm interested. I hear plenty of examples where people have talked to their manager and the manager said, oh, I didn't know that was important to you. If I had known, I would have gotten you a bigger raise. So you need to know, now and start now. The other thing I would say is you need to build a business case, and I can talk a little bit more about that, but you need to have some knowledge about why it is you think you should make more money, so you can convince not only your boss, but your boss's boss and HR and maybe a compensation committee. So it's not about you wish you would make more money. It's about, here are some facts that my boss and the other leaders need to know.
Oh, excellent information. So that actually leans me when I into how my own thinking is. What are your suggestions for someone who maybe knows their skill set but feels not real confident in sharing? What's some kind of tip that you could give a woman who's, "Ooh, help me dial my courage button up a little bit"?
There are a couple of different things. And the first thing I would do is I would have you do some research. Because if you go out to, let's say, Indeed or salary.com or Glassdoor or something else, see what other salaries are that are comparable to your job. So if I go ahead and look and I realize, wow, the salaries are higher than I am, that's external information, that's facts that will help you to feel better. But the other big tip I have, and this is one of the rules I have in the Increase Your Income book, is work with your boss. Because a lot of times people are nervous because they think, my boss is stopping me from getting a raise. I will tell you right now, most bosses, as long as you're doing a good job, want to give you more money. The problem is that their management or their HR is saying no or hasn't said yes yet. So you need to change your mindset, and instead of thinking I need to go fight my manager, think about, how can I work with my boss? If you were working on a project with your boss and you were trying to convince another part of the company to fund something, how would you work with your boss? And so I want you to think about that. So when you're talking to your boss about asking for a raise, say, what information would you need to share with your boss or share with HR or share with somebody else? Because they might say, oh, if you could give me the information on the past project you did, or if you could give me something else, that's what you should do. You should think about, how can I help give my boss the information so that they can fight for this and fight for me? Because I'll tell you something else. For my years in HR, I can't tell you how many times I would have a scared manager give me a call, run into my office and say, oh my gosh, my best person just quit to make more money, and we need to offer them a bigger package. We need to offer them more money, and HR hates to do that. Managers don't want to be in that position. Managers would prefer that you ask so they can try and give you more money so you won't quit. So help your manager by asking for a raise.
I love that. It's like the preemptive thought. And I feel actually really proud of myself right now because I actually helped two different people in this, this thing, and I actually did the right thing. So I'm kind of feeling pretty good right now. And I didn't even know you yet. So what really great information. So I know you mentioned the fictional book too. So tell me why that came to be. It's like really interesting. And we also learn by watching other people, but also reading other things. So I think it's a fascinating way to impart the information, which I imagine is woven in there. But tell me how that came to be, Laura.
Exactly, because I have a co-author for the Make More Money book. And so we were talking about it. We were discussing the fact that some people don't like to read nonfiction. It feels heavy, even though we tried to make it fun. And so we thought, you know what, let's do something fun, because we've both written fiction books before. And we thought, let's collaborate on a fiction book. And so we came up with 3 friends who are having problems. And we had such a blast writing it. And again, we weave in the 7 rules in here for all the different characters, trying to figure out, how can I ask for a raise? What if the answer is no? What do I do? And so it was really fun to go through. And we actually also have a bunch of books at the back that we say, here's other books that you can read about confidence and things like that to help you. So it was just something fun to do and say, hey, if you don't like nonfiction, try fiction, because we want to make sure that more women get this information, because this is so hard for women to ask for raises, even to talk about money. And I just remember one time I was talking to somebody, she was a friend of a friend, and I said what I did, and she literally put her head down and she made herself small and she said, is it really okay to ask for more money? And I said, yes, absolutely. And I'll always remember that. And actually, I helped her get an extra $5,000 at her new job that she was applying for. So whether it's fiction and it's fun, or whether it's nonfiction, I want you to get the information that it's okay and it's important for you to ask for more money.
That's awesome. I love that. Oh my goodness. I know people are probably like so inspired listening to you, and just think of all the women who are going to make more money, and men too. They're just not chicken to ask. So that's why I'm just not addressing them. It's not that they're irrelevant. It's just that they're
no, I coach men too. And I coach men to help them. But I find, and I'm going to make big generalizations, women tend to have some more issues about asking for money. Now, some men do also. But again, women are like, ooh, it doesn't feel right. Nice girls don't ask for more money. Oh, yes, they do. Ask for more.
I'm nice and I would ask for more money.
See?
I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I know people are going to be so inspired, Laura. Let's talk about how can people find out all the things that you are doing.
Thank you. So they can go to my website, careercoffeebreak.com, and it's a place for you to get career tips while you sip your cup of coffee. So careercoffeebreak.com. If you look under books and courses, you can find my book, Increase Your Income, 7 Rules for Women, the Salary Cinderella book. You can also find my newest book on interviewing called Interview Speak, What Your Interviewer Really Wants to Know. And by going there, you can get 40% off from the publisher. So I would love for people, if you're thinking about getting a job, go there. Also, I've got a couple of classes, some online classes about how to get a raise, and another class about how to negotiate a higher starting salary. So if you are looking, you want to make sure that you negotiate and ask for more money after you get the offer, so you can start out at the highest range possible.
Yes. Ask for more money. Go get the job. You got it. Love that. And I know everyone watching is just absolutely in agreement when I say, Laura, you are a true wow warrior, which is a woman of worth warrior. That's why you're here. And literally the only thing that can be said when you walk in a room, I'm certain, is wow, she's here. So we are so glad that you have been here with us today. And I want to say thank you so much, Laura Browne. And please do visit careercoffeebreak.com and get those books, take those classes, and learn how to get that job. And Laura is one of those people who can help you do that. Thank you so much for being my guest today, Laura. You are a wow warrior indeed.
Thank you, Sherry. I totally appreciate it. And wow to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.